Hello, fellow vocal enthusiasts and aspiring singers. Are you ready to take your singing to the next level? Today is your day because we're about to explore 10 must know vocal warm up exercises that will help you discover your mixed voice, enhance your singing resonance, and master healthy vocal technique. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, these exercises are key to unlocking your true singing potential. Before we dive into this vocal journey, please like the video and subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on expert tips and exercises on how to sing better. Now, let's get started. As a disclaimer, these voice exercises are not one size fit all. That's not specific enough. These exercises are very customizable. You can change syllables, you can change patterns, you can mix and match. Every voice will need something different. If you're working with a voice teacher, they can hear what you're doing and adapt them to match and give you what you need. Every singer is going to have tendencies to singing heavier or lighter, using more chest voice or more head voice, having more proficiency with dark vowels or bright vowels. Every voice is different, every skill set is different, everyone has a different level of experience. So, adapting the pattern and syllable to balance out your voice is going to be an individual process. Today, I want to give you 10 ways to work your voice, and you can play around with that as you go. Today, I'm going to use a piano to measure the range, make sure I stay in tune. If you don't have a piano to use, you can do these exercises without it. A piano is not required to do these exercises, but it can help. Okay, here are a few patterns and syllables you can use. Like I said, each has infinite combinations and possibilities. Try them out and see which ones you like best. As for the pitch patterns, which I'll play on the piano later, we're going to have fifth slides, octave slides, arpeggios, and then a 1.5 octave chord pattern, which is a 1 chord into a 5/7 chord. This one's a little bit more complicated. Many advanced singers may be familiar with this pattern, but if not, it's something you can work up to. All of these can be done ascending or descending. If you take them up, you're going to be adding weight to the voice or building chest voice. If you take them descending, you're going to be lightening up the weight of the voice and inviting a head voice to play a more prominent role. The vowel also affects these, so you can mix and match depending on what you're going for. Today, I'm going to use some of the most common combinations, the ones I find myself using with students the most. But even so, I still change it up depending on the singer, what they're doing. And once they accomplish the skill, we can progress it, make it a little bit more complicated, or add another variable in order to target something else. We're always adding layers in the voice studio. We're always progressing your abilities, making things harder to do. You'll find out that doing voice exercises is generally harder than actual songs. But if we put in the work to do these isolation exercises, when we run into these patterns in a song, we'll be prepared to handle it. If you're first starting out, I want you to focus on awareness. What does it feel like to do these exercises? There are a lot of things at play, a lot of direct and indirect influences on your voice, and you may not have a lot of choice when it comes to customizing that or being deliberate about your sound. So use these exercises as an exploratory tool. Try out what your voice can do, and you'll be surprised at what you're capable of. Don't overthink it. Say the syllable on the pitch. That's all you have to do. The more you get used to it, the more you can finesse it. But I think a lot of singers get bogged down in overthinking, myself included. Sometimes you make the discoveries just by going for it or trying it. Allow your voice to respond to the exercise. Don't project the exercise onto your voice. Let your voice respond naturally. Everybody responds differently to voice exercises, and sometimes it takes a few tries to find the right one for you. Everybody learns in their own way. Figure out what works best for you. A voice teacher can help give you your best voice exercises. The exercises I'm going to share today are going to help, but they may not be exactly what you need right now in your vocal development. Our first exercise is the trusty lip trill. These may seem simple, but they're a powerful tool to kickstart your warm-up routine. You can slide up and down without a piano. That's great. This siren up and down sound is great to get things moving. A good way to start these is thinking of blowing out a candle and then loosening your lips. That's just airflow. You'll notice there's not a lot of sound to it. So we need to add resistance, add a hum to this sound. And then do them both at the same time. It can help to start with an M and then transition it into a B. If the air is too slow, it won't work. If the lips are too tight, it won't work. This is your opportunity to balance and find the right coordination of both. Having that vibration in your throat, having the resistance to meet the air so that the muscle and air are working in tandem. Neither is arriving too early or too late, but they arrive together and change together. We can do this exercise in a couple ways. We have a standard octave. As a voice, we get to be a sliding whistle. We get to be a trombone. Think of it as one flow of air rather than attacking each note individually. Another version is the octave and a half. It's a little bit more advanced, but it goes something like... This pattern will give you an opportunity to go up and over a high note and just take a bigger chunk of range, which demands that chest voice and head voice interchange. You go back and forth and work out that transition. Next up, we're going to do the squeaky M exercise. I use this all the time with new students. Generally, singers lack resistance and they need more muscle engagement to match the air they're sending for pitches. If a singer has a softer singing voice than their speaking voice, I try to remind them to engage that same speaking quality and enhance it and amplify it. One way to get this feeling going is to do a squeaky M, like mm-mm. This can be very percussive. You are going to try and put as much sound as you can in as short of a time period as you can. If the air arrives first, it's going to sound breathy. More like a sigh. We want to take away that H and start the exercise with an M. Again, this can be done on a variety of patterns. You can do this in the more staccato version, but once that's more established, we want to try to sustain that, and we want to drag the squeak or drag the resistance up through the range. For example, this will help us keep the voice connected. Even when we lighten and invite head voice to the party, we're still going to have connection and complete tone in our sound. All right, the next exercise is going to be a squeaky M vowel pair. Once you get used to this squeaky M, we want to create that same sensation on a vowel. You can do this with ah, o, oo, a, whatever. Finding that squeak, finding that resistance, that power. Finding the slide in it, but not losing that squeaky quality. Try that out. Next exercise, Dopey mum. Dopey is an affect I like to use to help students lower their larynx. There are a couple ways to lower a larynx. An easy way to feel it is breathing in with a small yawn. When I take that yawn in, I feel it lower. When we speak, it generally stays stable. The idea is we want to maintain stability so that it doesn't pull up too high when we don't want it to. Vowels can stretch the range of where the right level should be, so don't get locked into a specific place where it should belong. The idea is that we're going for stability. Another way to feel the larynx is by stifling a laugh, like someone farted at a wedding and you're not supposed to laugh because it's serious. The idea is to create that when we're saying something else. So if we breathe in on that yawn, focus on stifling the laughter, it kind of sounds a little bit cartoonish, a little bit dopey. Sounds are tough to describe. Us voice teachers find different ways to explain things. Anyway, we have dopiness. If you just say, ooh la la, whatever, it doesn't matter. The syllable for this is going to be a mum. Mum, 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 mum. We can do this on any of the patterns we've seen already, but here's another variation. By repeating the top note, we give ourselves multiple opportunities to make that note work. If the first 1 or 2 repetitions aren't exactly it, we still have more chances to find a better coordination. And once we do that on the next rep, on the next set of pitches, we can look for that same thing. This gives us a little bit more opportunity, so it's less pass-fail, and we have a couple more opportunities to find and establish a better coordination for our high notes. For example, mum, 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 mum. You can think about singing through the M rather than chopping up the airflow. Mum, 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 mum. Requires more work. Mum, 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 mum. Mum, 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 mum. Mum, 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 mum. That's a great one. We can also use backwards or descending. And we can do this in the same way. We can repeat the top note and take it down. So descending arpeggios on a nay. Nay, 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 nay. Starting on the top note helps us alleviate weight and helps us find more balance when we sing. All right, next exercise. This is a fun one. It's a little bit of a tongue twister and it's a little bit challenging. But the principle of this is separating our jaw effort from our tongue effort. When singers say lyrics, sometimes they say it with a little bit too much jaw engagement when the job could have been done more so with the tongue. Like a ventriloquist, you don't really need a lot of jaw engagement when you talk. For this exercise, we're going to use the syllable li. We're going to use 2 5-note scales and a 9-note scale. To kind of simplify the piano for me. There you go. Like this. This one's really tricky. If you can't play the piano, it's okay. I ran out of breath. As you can see, it's a bit challenging. Give that one a try. It's a little bit more advanced, but I thought I'd throw it in. Okay, this next one I got from Cross Training in the Voice Studio, a book by Mary Saunders Barton and Norman Spivey. This is a fun one to connect speech and calling with singing. So it's pretty simple. The basic idea is, oh, no, you don't. Sliding up to that no, and then letting the voice fall off. With the piano, you can usually just do a fifth. Oh, no, you don't. 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 One thing that's particularly effective for my voice and helps a lot of singers is to do a descending arpeggio on G. By starting above our transition note, for me that's F, F sharp. So if I start this on a G, 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 G. It's really tricky to find that note, but it's really hard to take too much weight up that high. G, G. This exercise helps me lighten up my voice, find more balance, and free up my high notes. G, 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 G. Now that we're lower, most of these notes are chest dominant. Take this exercise down and then go back up. By starting top down, this helps clarify those middle notes, engaging head voice and chest voice. All right, this next exercise is an octave slide. We're going to start on the bottom note with an ah vowel, and we're going to slide up to an oo vowel. And once we're at the top, we're going to take a stepwise scale down. So it's going to sound something like this. As we go up, we're going to feel that lightening as we shift to the oo vowel, but then we need to reclaim that power and reconnect with the chest voice on the descent. Take this one really slow. Feel out what your voice does, where those changes happen, and explore how much airflow you need. Explore how much resistance is required to maintain that connection. Start strong in that speech-oriented chest-dominant voice, and see where it goes as you shift into that oo vowel. This is a great one for exploring falsetto sounds, those lighter head voice sounds, but not detaching or disconnecting from that speaking voice. All right, the last exercise is a chromatic boo and B. These are two variations I like for exploring those higher notes. This one's pretty tricky, but I think it's important to get these reps on that higher end. This helps clarify our high notes. This exercise is 5 little half steps. The piano is going to be a little bit more percussive and stepwise, but we're going to slide. I establish the tempo by punching that first note a few times to set the speed, and then I follow that speed. This may feel hooty, thinner, or hollow in the sound, but embrace it. This is a part of your voice, and there will come a time that you'll use this coordination. I feel myself getting a little bit breathy with this, so I need to remind myself to engage squeak. By checking in with that squeaky M, I can feel what the voice needs to do in this range and try to recreate it on this boo. By changing the vowel a little bit, making it a little bit brattier, a little bit more similar to that squeaky M, I have more resistance in the sound, even though we have a head dominant configuration with our vowel. After doing it on a boo, we can take it on a B. These are really difficult, but I thought I'd throw it in at the end of our list. There you have it. 10 must-know vocal warm-up exercises that can transform your singing journey. By incorporating these exercises into your practice routine, you're on the path to becoming a better singer, unlocking your mixed voice, and mastering a healthy vocal technique. If you found these helpful, please give this video a thumbs up, share it with your fellow singers, and hit that subscribe button so you won't miss any future tips and tutorials. Remember, singing is an ongoing adventure, and with dedication and practice, you can reach new heights you've never imagined. Keep singing, keep practicing, and keep striving for greatness. Thanks for joining me today.